And up next, we have Brian Kowalkowski. He started at the College of Menominee Nation in 2007 as Assistant Director of Education Outreach Extension. Prior to that, he worked in the Menominee tribal government for 9 years, first as a land use planner and then as a community resource planner. His current position as Dean of Continuing Education requires him to manage and administer all grants and contracts of the department and act as the Extension Director. He analyzes community data to determine appropriate activities to be undertaken by the department. He also works with different community agencies to establish cooperative working relationships. A major accomplishment has been the creation of a local farmers market on the Menominee Reservation that has coincided with improvement of access to fresh foods. He is involved with numerous local, state, and federal professional organizations representing his college in the 1994 Tribal Land Grant Schools. So everybody welcome Brian Kowalkowski.
So, good afternoon, and welcome to Menominee. We're happy to have you here. So I typically, when I do a presentation, I put a picture of the college on the first slide, but we're literally right across the road, so you can look across the road, and there it is. So I'm Brian Kowalkowski. I'm the Dean of Continuing Education at the college. Been there 18 years now. Very proud to say that. My department of continuing education, what we do is all the non-credit training. We work with the community. We work with community partners, and we do youth programming. We do cultural programming. We do professional development. So that's what we do within my department. College of Menominee Nation is 33 years old, so I've been there for a good portion of that, which I'm proud to say. It started very small. We now have 8 associate degree programs, and we have 5 bachelor degree programs, and those are public administration, business administration, teacher ed, sustainable agriculture, and an integrative studies program. And we're actually looking at developing a master's program, so that's exciting in the future. So we are one of 35 tribal colleges, so 1994 tribal colleges within the country. We're considered a land grant institution. We get funding through USDA. Because we are a land grant, there are 2 other land grants within the state of Wisconsin. It's UW, University of Wisconsin, and then also Lukudore Ojibwa University is the other land grant. And so we've been able to work with them as well. We're very excited to be able to move things forward for the community. Like he said, I started working for the tribe. When I worked for the tribe, I would be driving by this campus that was just growing like leaps and bounds, and I was excited and I wanted to be a part of it. And so that's when I came over in 2007 to be a part of the college, and I haven't left, and I'm excited to say that, and I'm proud to say that. So what I'm going to talk a little bit about is a project. It's another youth project we have. It's called Next Gen. So back in 2022, USDA NIFA, they came up with some funding. They put some set-aside funding that was specifically for minority-serving institutions, right? And it was a one-time opportunity with some large amounts of dollars, so in the millions of dollars. And so we thought, this is an opportunity for us to really make a difference in our programming. And so we said we needed to apply. We actually applied with some other partners. We applied with the Lukudore Ojibwa University, UW Extension, AHEC, which is American Indian Higher Education Consortium, and Menominee Tribal Enterprises, and then also the Native American Center for Health Professionals. So we had a good group of partners, and we were able to pull that project together, and we ended up getting funded in the amount of $9 million for 5 years. So that was really exciting. The project was called From Learning Learning to Leading, Cultivating the Next Generation of Diverse Food and Ag Professionals. Basically what NIFA was trying to do, and for those who don't know, NIFA is the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. What NIFA was trying to do was trying to put some funding into these rural tribal communities or minority communities, underserved communities, and be able to pull in those individuals into careers in these areas. We submitted our project. It was called Preparing the Next Generation of Native American Workforce in Midwestern Tribal and Rural Communities. We saw this as an opportunity, like I said, to really build on what we've been working on. We have a lot of smaller programs, smaller projects. We had a sustaining natural heritage program through APHIS. We did that for a while. But it was small amounts of money where we did one program a year and that was it. So this really allowed us to branch out and we were able to work with our education, our outreach, and then our workforce development as well. So the goal was to address shortages of American Indian professionals in the following disciplines: food, agriculture, natural resources, and human sciences. And that was that's pretty much, you're covering all the bases there of careers. So we were able to utilize this money and build programming based on that. Right now we are in year 3, and we're able to, like I said, we're working with the other tribal colleges, with the UW Extension in the state here, and then we're also we broke that down into working groups. So we've got a youth program, and that's what I'm going to talk a little more about. We have a career development program, and we have a workforce and an education program. So the workforce is what we've been working with the Menominee Tribal Enterprises on. We've purchased equipment for them. We've purchased simulators for them, logging simulators, and we're able to purchase logs for demonstrations, these types of things, and they've been able to participate in that, and they participated in Forestry days here in the community, utilizing those funds. Education is something we were able to bring an advisor in to look at some of our curriculum. Right now, like I said, we have sustainable agriculture. We also have a natural resource associate degree program, but it's really old. I mean, like I said, we're 33 years old, and I think the natural resources has been a program for probably the last 25 years where it needed to be updated, and we were able to bring someone in and update the natural resource program with this funding. So that's been very, very helpful, and we're happy to say we're doing that. Career development, we're holding career days, and we've got individuals working on that as well. Like I mentioned, we purchased several logging simulators from Ponzi. We had 2 standard logging simulators, so the great big ones where you sit inside, and we have 2 mobile simulators that we're able to take around to different events. Our instructor, she's been able to take that to the Forestry Day at the Menominee Indian High School, where she and the individual from Ponte allow the students to kind of jump on and practice and learn about the simulators, and that's been a big hit for everybody. A lot of the kids like to do it, and so we're able to do that. And then New North, the annual conference, was also something that's held in Green Bay at Lambeau Field, and we've been able to attend there and bring our simulators in and let people try that as well. So the youth programs, like I had mentioned, is what I want to talk about. So the first thing we did was we looked at, we hired a pre-college coach, and her name is Marky Miller, and we were able to look at, okay, in addition to high school, we wanted to look at junior high school or middle school and interested in these disciplines, the forest, ag, the natural resources, and the human sciences. So Markley and another individual came up with what we call FAHN Club. So I can't take credit for that one, but it's the one we use. So the FAHN Club is a summer program, or has been a summer program that we've been able to do. We started with the Menominee Tribal School first. So Menominee Tribal School is up in Neopid, right near the mill, and they're K through 8. And so their summer program, each week we had a different discipline come in, whether it be the food, the forestry, the agriculture, the natural resources, or the human sciences. And we had the 5 disciplines that we utilized for that. And the kids loved it. I mean, the kids were really interested in it. It was very hands-on, and they learned a lot. And it wasn't for a summer school program. They were learning, but they were also active, and they were out taking tours or doing hands-on activities, and they really appreciated that. And this became our pilot, and we've been able to now take this to other schools within the community and do that during the school year, and we're also doing it again, for the summer, this summer again. And like I mentioned, we have our teacher education program. It's a bachelor's degree program. So we pull in the students from that teacher ed program, and they're the teachers that oversee the FAHN Club and act as mentors to these young kids. They're able to take the mill tour. You can see the bottom picture there. They're on the mill tour. They do some gardening. We have an individual that does a lot of gardening, and he's our garden manager, and he comes out and he'll work with the kids. The Reggie Raptor demonstration was the bird demonstration, so we were able to take them there. And like I said, they did some gardening. So from there, we said, well, this is really going well, and we wanted to maybe expand on this opportunity. And so we started working with what's called the Menominee Student Health Center. Menominee Student Health Center it's for the students that are maybe struggling at the high school and need more of a hands-on activity. And when we first met with their administrators, they actually said that some of the areas that their students were interested in, they were interested in being out in the woods, being in the forest, logging, what the mill does, these types of things, as well as nursing. They were interested in that as well. So in working with the health center, we made connections with these students, and we also we provide that FAHN Club opportunity at their facility as well now. And so they're getting that hands-on work, and then we also were able to hire one of their students and bring them in, and he works within our aquaponics and our gardening right now, and so that's been a really good collaboration that we hadn't thought of or were aware of at the time. They got to go on the mill tour. Like I said, they got to visit and tour our aquaponics program, which is about 4 years old now. And this young gentleman that you see in the picture there, he asked a lot of questions when he was on the tour, and we said, you know what, let's see if he's interested in coming and working for us, and he's been really helpful, and he really enjoys it. We also were able to then, along with the tribal conservation, we held an ice fishing event, and so those students were able to go out on Legend Lake and ice fish, learn about conservation. Environmental Services was out there. They learned about the fish cribs, and then they even learned how to clean the fish. And last, we just recently started working just this past semester with the Menominee Indian Middle School. Again, working with them to make those connections for that hands-on experiences. Uh, the Native American Center for Health Professionals, they're located in Madison, and they've been able to come up here and do some really unique demonstrations and activities with the students. There, you can see the students are actually doing some suturing. So we buy kits to do suturing, and they love it. And there's native doctors that are coming in and nurses and talking about their careers. Like I said, that fits into that human sciences. So we across the board we're able to kind of cover what the grant's objectives are and what we want to look at. Um, they've they they've done the aquaponics program at the college, and they've gone to the Navarino Nature Center to learn more about that, and the activities that they have out there, walking through the woods, maple syrup, um, and then the wildlife that's out there, the migratory birds that are on there in the nature center. So again, it's more hands-on, it's in the field, and we're getting a really lot of success from that. And then the Bay Beach Wildlife Sanctuary, and that's in Green Bay, and they were able to actually feed wolves there, so that was pretty cool. But that's all I have, and I guess we're going to take questions now.